Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Vegetarian Lifestyle. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of being vegetarian. So I've been vegetarian since 2024. We're now 2025, so this is going to be my second year of being vegetarian. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes, so I'll try to make as much eye contact as possible. But let's start off. Okay, so let's talk about animal rights. So every animal out in the world have rights, okay? And I'm going to name off one animal right, and then I'm going to name off a couple animal violations. So let's get started. So the first, I only wrote one animal right down, but I thought it was important. So the right to be treated with respect as an individual with inheritance. We don't treat animals the way they should be treated. Before I move on to the next point, why we don't treat animals the way we do, this will explain why. First of all, we are beating them. Second, we are torturing them. Third, we are killing animals as food for pleasure. Now, moving on to that, this is why we shouldn't be treating animals this way. So, animals are not ours to experience on. Okay? They're not for us to eat, use for entertainment, or abuse, or wear as within clothes. Okay? Humans and animals are just as equal. We are just, as humans, different between animals. But as we are both mammals. Okay? Now, what I want to read about real quick is that animals, I think what people don't see is that animals do have feelings. They can't show it. Well, they can show it, but they can't speak and tell you that this feels this way, because all they do is make what animal sounds make. So I'm going to read this quote to you. Be the voice of those who can't say stop. Animals can't say stop. All they do is make noises. Who can't say that hurts. They don't have voices like us. So we have to tell them this hurts them. Who can't say I'm afraid. They may not be able to say they're afraid, but if you look at an animal in their eyes, they can show that they're afraid to die. To, hold on. To be that one, we need to be that one who speaks up for the animals. We need to tell the world that hurting animals is not good. We are not treating animals as equals. we're treating them as if they're food. Yes, animals do have a lot of protein, but we can get our protein in other ways. And this is where the next part comes. Let me read you a thing from American Heart Association. Okay? And this will tell you why. So, the American Heart Association recommends a diet that emphasizes in fruits, veggies, whole grains, low-fat dairy products, poultry, which is considered meat, okay, and fish, which is also considered meat, but some people don't consider fish as meat, and nuts, and limit processed meat. I will tell you why that American Heart Association is wanting you to limit as much red meat as processed red meat as possible. It is because it contains red dye 40, which can cause problems. Second, it is filled with so much chemicals that can also cause problems to your body. And I'll read forward into what it can cause. But these chemicals in these animals that preserve it is to help it last long enough for you to buy it and eat it. But you're consuming chemicals that are not healthy, chemicals that should be banned. So I'll tell you why they should limit meat. So what it says is that studies placing red meat with plant-based source of protein can reduce the rate of heart health, which is heart disease. Okay? But they're not saying you should literally take it out. But that's depending on what kind of vegetarian you are. Second, so if you are a person who wants to consume red meat, this is for you. For people who want red meat in their diet, 6 to 8 ounces portion once or twice per week is recommended. We need to consume less meat. But what's more important, instead of consuming actual meat, we need to consume what is called Beyond Meat. It's not actual meat. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what's made in it. It is made of oils, pea protein, potato starch, flavoring, beet juice, red protein, tofu, soy, and water. None of that involves real meat. Okay? Second, I want to talk about where is it? The different types of vegetarian. So there is flexitarian, which means you can keep on your diet, but you're going to have to consume less meat. And flexitarian is usually for beginners who are wanting to become on a vegetarian diet. Second, there's pescatarian, which they eat fish, but no other meat, and no dairy. Lacto-ovo, which is what I am, which consumes dairy and eggs. Lacto-vegetarian, which consumes mostly cheese and any other dairy except eggs. Ovo-vegetarian mostly consumes eggs and no meat, but you can eat anything else that will help you throughout your vegetarian diet. And then there's the strict one, which is called veganism. If you're going to become that, I wouldn't go right into it so quick. I would start as a vegetarian and slowly make your self become vegan. And vegan is where they consume zero meat, zero dairy, and if you want to go stricter, wear no clothes that are made from animal products. Okay? Next. Here's another quote that I want you to think of. Don't treat any other animals different than the way you treat your pets. Okay? They're all animals and they're one of us. They deserve the same respect. I want to ask you guys, what is the difference to you from your pet and the animals out on the farm and wild? Let me tell you guys, pets are no different to animals out in the wild and on the farm. So, tell me this, guys. Why wouldn't you eat your pet, but you would eat any other animal out in the wild? Tell me that in the comments. Why would you eat any other animal out in the wild, but not your pet? Yes, they're part of your family, but they still have meat in them. So, I suppose you can eat a cat and a dog for dinner. If you're going to eat a cow for dinner too, and chickens, I don't see any difference. They're animals. Next. Let's see. I think that's all that I have right now. But, guys, I want to challenge you to try to become vegetarian for 2 days to see how you like it. And that just gives you time to see if you like it. And if you do, you can start for a week and test it out more to see if it's for you. I'm not trying to get you to like force you into doing it, but I can convince you. But if you're going to skip meat as a flexitarian, I would say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Tuesday and Thursday you can eat meat. And if you do like it, tell me down in the comments. And if you need help, I will help you out. And other than that, guys, please like, subscribe, and please comment. It will help a lot to help you guys learn more about being vegetarian. And thank you for your time, and goodbye.